The silence was deafening. The bullying had gone unchecked. And for far too long, no one in the WNBA had the guts or the platform to call it what it is, targeted harassment. That is, until Sophie Cunningham stepped up and finally said what fans have been screaming into the void for months. Enough is enough. The noise has reached a fever pitch. The tension is boiling over. And now, the conversation that once lived in angry comment sections and heated group chats is being shouted out loud by someone on the inside. Sophie Cunningham hasn't just seen what Caitlin Clark is enduring. She's felt it. And she's no longer standing by while the league's biggest star gets abused, disrespected, and sabotaged by opponents and refs who should be protecting, not punishing, the face of the sport. And then came a moment that WNBA fans won't soon forget. Cunningham didn't just offer vague support. She put herself out there in a way no other active player has dared. She took a swing, not just on the court, but at the entire system. The league that has profited from Caitlin Clark's success was now being dragged into the spotlight for failing to protect her. And Sophie was the one holding the flashlight. You have seen players in our league try to toughen up. Caitlin, we are CC, for even when I wasn't on her team, I know the talks at Phoenix and the locker room about, now we're going to show her what the W really is, you know what I mean? And I get to it at a certain extent, and every rookie coming to a league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her. What Sophie revealed is chilling. Not even having a battle-tested veteran protect her might be enough to shield Clark from the forces aligned against her. Cunningham has seen this treatment up close. This isn't about rookie hazing or welcome to the league bumps. This is sustained, coordinated, and malicious. She's been there. She's played through it. And now, she's finally calling it out. Cunningham laid it bare. She knows exactly what's going on because she was part of it before. Back with the Phoenix Mercury, she was in the rooms, in the huddles, and part of the game plans. And yes, those game plans included roughing up Caitlin Clark and teaching her what the W is really about. These weren't random hits. These were premeditated. So, it's her second year, and now being on her team and seeing it, what are people doing? Actually it's just too much, and I'm over, and if I'm saying it's too much, and yet what she's seeing now from the other side is even worse. As Cunningham put it, every rookie gets tested. But this is something else entirely. Now that she's wearing the same jersey as Caitlin, she's seeing the vendetta from a whole new angle. What are people doing? She asked. It's just too much. And she's right. It is. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark has been on the receiving end of more physical punishment than any player in the league. In her rookie year alone, she was the target of 20% of the league's flagrant fouls. Yes, 1 out of every 5 flagrant calls was on her. She's missed games due to 3 separate injuries, 2 groin issues, and a quad strain. That's not a coincidence. That's a campaign. But what's even more concerning is how these incidents have escalated, just as Cunningham has warned. From Kennedy Carter's cheap shot that somehow got called a common foul, to Alyssa Thomas's shoulder assault that magically escaped a flagrant, to Marina Mabrey's shove that sent Clark sprawling, the message from the officials has been loud and clear. We're not calling anything. Sophie Cunningham isn't just speculating. She's been in the league 6 years. She's played against Clark. She's now playing beside her. And she knows what's fair and what's foul. And then came the moment that turned Sophie Cunningham into a legend. On her podcast Show Me Something, she didn't hold back. In fact, she blew the lid off the entire anti-Clark agenda. It literally pisses me off when people say, she's not the face of the league, she snapped. But it wasn't just talk. Sophie backed it up on the court. When she sent a hard foul into Sheldon that sparked a full-on melee, it wasn't just retaliation. It was a message to every hater in the WNBA. If you mess with Caitlin, you deal with me. And guess what? Fans loved it. Within 2 days, her TikTok exploded by 600,000 followers. Her jersey, gone, sold out. Sophie didn't just gain fans, she became a movement. People weren't just cheering for her. They were calling her what the league desperately needed, the enforcer. And they put their money where their mouth was, buying up every last piece of Cunningham merch until retailers had to slap a sold-out sign on it. Sophie Cunningham didn't just stop at players, she's also gone straight at the referees. She's had enough of their failure to do the bare minimum, protect Caitlin Clark. And her most iconic jab, a simple TikTok. In typical WNBA fashion, the league didn't like the criticism. Their response? Slapped Sophie with a $500 fine. Her reaction? Priceless. I got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know. Why? This is funny to me, she said sarcastically. Like, okay, you got it, bud, 'cause there's not more important things to be worried about with our league right now. That, right there, is a mic drop, and it's not just Clark taking hits without protection anymore. Sophie's now feeling it too. In that brutal matchup with the Connecticut Sun, she took an elbow to the face. No whistle. In another game, she got grabbed by the neck in a scramble against the Sparks. Again, no whistle. Same song, different verse. What used to happen only to Caitlin Clark is now happening to anyone who dares to defend her. That pattern, it's spreading like wildfire, and Sophie is walking right into the flames without flinching. Cunningham isn't afraid to say what others keep dodging. The green-eyed monster in the WNBA locker rooms. Jealousy. While most players avoid the topic, Sophie's calling it out with a megaphone. And let's be honest, the receipts are piling up. In 2025 All-Star voting, Clark was the runaway fan favorite, leading all players by a wide margin. Yet, shockingly, she barely cracked the top 10 among guards in player voting. It was so ridiculous that Dick Vitale called it pure jealousy. Sophie agrees. And the bitterness doesn't stop there. Some players have made shady remarks in interviews. Others practically celebrated when Clark got hurt. But what these petty players fail to grasp, and what Sophie nails, is this. Clark's rise lifts everyone. Bigger salaries, better flights, booming ratings, sold-out arenas. All of it is, thanks to the Caitlin Clark effect. Now here's where things get really disturbing. Sophie has seen it with her own eyes, and she's sounding the alarm. Caitlin Clark is missing massive chunks of her second WNBA season, and no one wants to say why. We're talking 14 missed games, 3 separate soft tissue injuries, quad strain, groin strain left side, groin strain right side, and no one's connecting the dots. She even had to sit out the Commissioner's Cup final in her hometown All-Star game. This is a woman who played 4 full seasons at Iowa without missing a game. Her entire rookie season in the W, not one absence. And now, she's off the court in the league's most crucial moments. That's not bad luck. That's damage from relentless, unchecked targeting. And it's not just fans and analysts starting to notice. Even Caitlin's brother, Colin Clark, briefly posted online blaming the referees for her latest injury. He deleted it, but the message was loud and clear. The family sees it too. Sophie doesn't need social media receipts to know the truth. She's living it. She's on the floor. She's watching Clark absorb hit after hit while referees stare blankly into space. The silence from the league is deafening. But Sophie, she's refusing to be quiet. Like, if someone were to say someone called men's basketball their whole life, and then went over to women's, would they be expected to call the game differently? Just given the style and physicality and stuff like that? But this isn't just talk. Sophie Cunningham has taken action, on and off the court. She's become Clark's shield, absorbing the fouls, throwing the elbows and drawing the heat. She's now one of the most fouled players in the league, right up there with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. But instead of backing down, she's doubled down. She's showing the league that if you're going to keep targeting Clark, you'll have to go through her first, and the fans, they're eating it up. Sophie's follower count has exploded past 1 million across TikTok and Instagram. She's landed big-name deals with Adidas, Ring, and Arby's. She's even launched her own podcast, Show Me Something, under Colin Cowherd's network, The Volume. She's turned her defense of Clark into a full-on brand. The thing that I have the biggest issue about those female sides of refs is, they're so emotional. The guys, no, the NBA officials, the NBA players' mother goes officials no, oh yeah. I've worked at broadcasts, I've been to games, I'm friends with these people, they come, yeah. And the only person I'd ever seen able to, motherfuck a ref on the women's side is Diana Taurasi. While most WNBA players keep their complaints tucked behind closed doors, Sophie blasted hers on the loudest platforms possible. That now viral TikTok calling out WNBA refs. 1.3 million views and counting. Her jersey sales? Through the roof after one gutsy play defending Caitlin. She's gone from role player to fan favorite almost overnight. But this isn't just about going viral. It's about finally giving a voice to millions of fans who've been watching Caitlin Clark get abused and wondering, why isn't anyone doing anything? Well, now someone is. And it's working. Here's what sets Sophie Cunningham apart from the rest. She gets the bigger picture. The WNBA cannot keep riding the wave of Caitlin Clark's popularity while standing by and letting her get battered. You don't burn down the golden goose that's making your league relevant. You protect her at all costs. Sophie understands that if things don't change, the WNBA could blow the biggest opportunity it's ever had to reach a mainstream audience. This is no longer a small issue, it's an existential one. Caitlin Clark's value is beyond measurable. Her rookie trading card just sold for $660,000, yes, more than 8 times her current salary. That's not just hype, that's history. And every ignored foul, every cheap shot, every shady no-call is like lighting a match next to the league's future. Sophie knows this, and she's putting her body on the line to stop it. That $500 fine, it's chump change compared to the millions she's now worth in marketing power. Her viral foul protecting Clark didn't just make headlines, it made Sophie a household name. She's proven that courage and common sense can be a winning combination. Sophie Cunningham has now done what WNBA leadership should have done months ago, made a choice. A choice between petty jealousy or professional growth. Between enabling toxic targeting or building up a generational superstar. She's drawing the line, not just for Caitlin Clark but for the league itself. And now the ball is in the WNBA's court. Do they finally do the right thing? Or do they keep letting their biggest draw get run into the ground? The signs are all there. Clark's injuries aren't slowing down. The targeting hasn't stopped. And the officials? Still clueless. But now, someone's finally holding them accountable. Sophie Cunningham's voice is rising at the exact moment the WNBA's credibility is slipping. And if the league doesn't change course fast, they'll lose far more than one player. They'll lose the future. Sophie sees the storm coming, and instead of hiding, she's charging straight into it.